Hi everyone, this is Ezra Sipes from Summerhill, and I'm here to introduce you to a very special wine. This is the 2016 Ner Tamid. Ner Tamid means the eternal light. And this is an organic and pyramid cellared wine that we made in collaboration with koshering authority Rabbi Levi Teitelbaum, Ottawa Vad Hashrut, and our local Chabad rabbi, Rabbi Shmuley Hecht. Rabbi Shmuley is a dear friend of mine. Years ago, when he first moved to Kelowna, and we were getting to know each other, he would introduce me to wine and said, oh, you know, this wine from the Golan Heights got great reviews. And they were all the kosher wines are mevushal, they're cooked. And kosher rules around wine are very strict. They different from all other foods. And I think it's because, I'm not an expert, I believe it's because wine is used in religious ceremonies, not just in Judaism, but in all kinds of religions, earth religions, pagan religions. You see people pouring libations and things like that. And so a wine is generally dedicated to a divinity, to a concept of the divine. And so with Judaism, generally wine is cooked at a certain point, and then anybody can make the wine and finish the wine. But when it's uncooked, it's only made by Jews who practice, who observe the Shabbos. So even me, who my mother and father are both Jewish, I identify as Jewish, I couldn't, if a tank was unsealed, I couldn't touch the tank. But this wine was really just made by hand in very small batches by the rabbis and the yeshiva students. And usually what we would do is, one evening rabbi would be, let's say he was pressing off the juice from the skin after the first fermentation was done, the wine from the skin. And I would sit and I'd read Talmud to him while he worked, and we'd be together and have a nice time together. So this is the first seal, and let's take that off, see what's under there. And there is the second seal. So there's twice sealed. And now if you are Jewish and you're going to have this wine at Passover or on Shabbat or any time, you may want to learn more about serving non-mevushal wines, because it is more delicate. Once a wine is mevushal, anybody can open it and pour it and serve it. But I believe, and I'm not an expert, I believe there are more rules around non-mevushal wines. So you may want to look into it. But I will also say this wine is not just made for Jewish people. This wine is made for everybody. It's made with a lot of love. And it's a beautiful wine. And you can see this little smushed cork. So this is something to note with this wine. Because it was just us with small scale equipment who are not, I'm not down in the cellar making wine every day. That's Michael Alexander and the team. I don't know how all that equipment works. So we couldn't calibrate the corking machine quite right. So there's little imperfections like that, like the corks are all a little smushed. But they work. The wine is sealed. It's just not perfect. So let's see how this wine is tasting. This is newly released, 2016 vintage, Ner Tamid. Oh, what a lovely nose. This is the wine I'm just getting to know. It was grown at organic vineyards in the South Okanagan. It is basically what you'd think of as like a Bordeaux style red, a mix of Merlot, Cabernet Franc, and Cabernet Sauvignon. We let it rest in new oak and some stainless steel barrels because we wanted to retain some of the real fruitiness. We didn't want to get overwhelmed by oak. What can I say? There was so much love that went into this wine, and I know the story. I've been with it the whole time, and so when I taste it, to me, it just calls forth all those experiences and all those times we had together and all the studying and love and friendship that went into this wine. It's definitely oaky. You can definitely taste oak. It's very pure. There was no yeasts or nutrients or anything else added. This was just the crushed grapes. We used 1,000 liter oak fermentation vessels, and Rabbi and the Rabbitzin, Rabbi Shmuli's wife Frady, would come once a day in the evenings and punch down the caps of the fermentation vessels. It really tastes like a real wine, a unique wine. It's quite bright. It has some real acidity and freshness, which I think will give it the ability to age for a long time. If you would like to see how this wine develops, I think it will develop well and will age well. The tannins are very soft. It's not an extremely tannic wine. They're very well integrated, very silky. And I think that oak note is quite apparent with the fruit. So it gives it a nice richness and a roundness, which I think a lot of people will really like. So this is the 750 milliliter bottle. And we also made some big kahunas. This is a magnum size, Ner Tamid. So I think there was about 200 cases of this altogether. It's a great wine to have at Passover. It's kosher for Passover, or maybe at Easter. It might be a really fun one, a nice one, and one with a lot of soul and history and story and love in it to share at Easter if you're not Jewish, or really anytime you want something to share that's a little bit special and made with a sense of sacredness. This is a wine for you. This is the 2016 Ner Tamid. I hope you guys enjoy it.